Hello and welcome to We Got a podcast about Dragon Ball from A to Z, from Earth to Namek to Sadala. We cover it all. My name is Randy.
I'm Doug.
And I'm the Ken who forgot to come up with something.
Hey, you know what? That works.
We
just
rely
fine.
on you for that. Come on, man. I gave up on that. I'm letting you do the hard work.
We are the world's strongest under the heavens trio de dangers here every other week to talk your ear off about fights, goofs, and everything else in the Dragon Ball cosmos. Douglas, tell me how you're doing.
Dude, I'm doing great because I just got an announcement from Big Bad Toy Store that they're getting a figure that I thought we weren't going to be getting in America. You know Angel Goku with King Kai. They released the figure of that Ichiban Kuji style, last one prize, and there was like no word on it coming to America. But then they popped up all of a sudden on Big Bad Toy Store, like, we're gonna have these officially on pre-order like sometime in October. So here's your chance. I'm over the moon for that. I'm excited. I'm gonna import something I can for like double the price. I can just pay retail price for it. So yeah, it's good. Life is good. Also, I got exciting. This walking robot, this third party, bipedal robot that that you see Toriyama has drawn on cover art. Looks pretty cool. I don't know if I'll unbox it or not, but
is that the type of robot that's in Kakarot?
Just kidding. I unboxed it. Yeah.
Oh,
check that out.
Fresh out of the package.
Now, is it bipedal or bipedal?
I don't know. Is it Demi Moore or Demi Moore? Or
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Or is it? Yeah.
Keep an eye out for that unboxing because I've recorded something special. Not special, just regular.
Ooh.
Just kidding. It's incredible. It's going to blow your freaking mind. I'm just kidding. Just keep an eye out.
I compared it to Avatar.
I don't want to overhype anything.
Well, that's great. Ken, do you have anything you want to overhype?
I don't know if this can be overhyped, but I have, as far as I'm concerned, completed my Tommy Oliver collection of figures. I got the Black Dino Thunder, Dr. Tommy Oliver, PhD, as you might know.
That's Tommy's that too?
Yeah, this was his final Ranger look that he had in Dino Thunder, where he came back as like the mentor character.
Oh.
So I have Green Ranger, White Ranger, Red Zeo. I'm skipping Turbo because that was what, like TJ's thing? Tommy was only in the movie and then like 9 episodes of Turbo.
Still
so I'll skip that. I'm skipping White Ninjetti as well for what I think are obvious reasons, and going straight to Black Dino. So I think I'm good on my Tommy Oliver collection here.
You're not
obvious reasons.
You're not going as White Ninjetti Ranger Tommy for like Halloween? Like,
no.
Feels like
I remember I saw that figure in stores when it came out originally, and I said, "No, I don't need that." I
just kept walking. You were like, "No."
Yeah.
If you wanted that one, you have to get one of the others, so that way people aren't like, "What? Oh, okay." They'll be like, "Okay, there's a thing."
Wait,
it's not.
What's wrong with this? What's wrong with? I don't know the obvious. What
it's just like a big.
Should we not explain it?
I'll put
like a
it
white
on the
ninja
screen.
robe. Yeah.
Okay.
And a hood. It's
oh no.
Anyways. So this past week, I unlocked everything in Budokai 3. I was editing together the episode that you guys did, where you talked about the Budokai series, and it got me hyped to play it, so I downloaded a ROM of Budokai 3. I own it, so everything's good. I just wanted to play it on PC at a higher resolution. And then I went and just unlocked everything. I love unlocking things in games. That's what that's honestly what I'm looking forward to the most in Sparking Zero is unlocking stuff.
Hopefully they'll let you unlock stuff. Is that confirmed that it's not everyone's
like a store
available
system.
At once?
Yeah.
Okay. You did it all in like a few days? How did you do that?
Well, you just got to run through all the Dragon universes and then
do you hear yourself right now? You got to run through all the Dragon universes? Not the not the countries, not the states.
I think I had to run through Goku's like 4 times because I kept missing stuff or choosing the wrong options. And then I had to save state my way through Dragon Arena to get Cyberman and Cell Jr.
Gotcha.
But it all worked out in the end. Oob is the best character in that game, I think.
Yeah,
he's got
his shouts.
His ki is really, really good. Yeah, and he's got 5 out of 7 bars of ki. And so here's the key to playing as Oob is you slap viral heart disease and vaccine on him, and so you use vaccine right at the start of the match. And then Oob has no transformation, so you just throw a Yakon on top of that as well, and you blow through any match in that easy peasy lemon squeezy.
I want to try that, or at least YouTube a video of someone using that. That's awesome.
It is the ultimate combo in that game. Kid Buu is also good, but his Kamehameha that he does is not as... I don't feel like it has the same feeling to it as the Ki. I like the Ki more. It feels like it's faster.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a trade-off.
Kind of feels like a shotgun of like a wave as opposed to a focused wave, right?
Yeah. I feel like it's harder for the CPU to dodge. And then the final thing I'm here to talk about, and then we'll get to Randy's smorgasbord of games here. I've been watching Friends, right? And for the first time in my life, really, Friends to me was like Family Guy. It was the kind of show that I would just put on in the background while I was doing homework or something. Never something I was really paying attention to, had no interest in it, right? As far as sitcoms go, you know, I hold Cheers and Frasier so high above everything else. I'm kind of like a snob. Like, I don't even want to look at anything. I mean, there's Seinfeld, but I don't like want to look at anything else almost. Friends is great, dude. It's like a serialized episodic storyline. So there really are no episodes that can just stand alone. They all have some sort of continuity that goes from it to it. Something changes in that episode and it moves forward. Yeah. So they're always
I know the obvious ones are like people like dating someone and that kind of goes on for a few episodes.
Yeah, but there's always something that they're referencing from a past episode. Something is changing to their status quo in the episode that they're in that will move forward into the next one. So it's like that I really like about it. And I also think the physical acting in that show is fantastic. So Friends, check it out, man.
It was super popular for a reason back in the 90s.
Yeah. Heck yeah. The 4K Blu-ray set, I believe, will be delivered this weekend to my house. So,
are you serious? You're on a Friends smorgasbord too?
No, I just want it.
You need to check your Blu-rays because apparently all those discs are mislabeled.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I still have the big collector's like original Blu-ray set somewhere around here. So, yeah, that's just how it goes. My smorgasbord. I want to keep this quick. I'm just going to go through these lightning fast. I was playing Symphony of the Night, Castlevania game, last time we were here. I beat that. It was good. I got the best ending because I'm the best.
You are.
Thank you. Jumped into the DLC for Persona 3 Reload, the episode Aegis thing. I think I'm closing in on it being done. Like I'm like over 2/3 of the way through. So that's good. If you liked Persona games, for the combat, you'd enjoy this. If you wanted to hang out with friends and like manage a schedule and, you know, do social, you're not getting that. That's not happening in this DLC. So yeah, so it's just kind of combat and dungeon crawling. But it's a good time. I'm kind of digging it. 3. Oh dear. I put just letters and I put STD and now I'm trying to remember what STD stands for. Oh
no, this is where you announce something.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
My prayers are with you, Randy. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no. Oh, Star Trek Discovery. I'm on the last season. Final season, a couple episodes deep. It's going great. I'm really liking it. Ken, I know that you dropped off after season 3. 4, really good. 5, I'm liking where this is starting. So you have something to look forward to when you want to jump back in.
Nice. I'm sure everyone's glad when they're at the final season of their STDs. So I'm happy for you, Randy.
It's true. Thank you. It's going to clear up any day now. I promise. I'm taking a lot of penicillin. And then this last one. Oh, Transformers 1. That's what that was. I went and saw Transformers 1. Delightful. Absolutely.
Okay, I heard it was good. Surprisingly, it's one of the movies where everyone's just kind of like, I'm Transformered out. I don't care anymore. I'm not even listening to reviews or anything. But then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, you know, it's actually good. Come check it out.
Yeah. So if you like, you know, fun, family-friendly animated stuff, which weirdly some very brutal violence in that, but because it's robots, I guess they're like, yeah, whatever. But you know, it's great.
So after this, are they doing Transformers Series S and Series X?
No.
I would think so. Yeah, and then after that, there's Transformers Project X Cloud, where you have to stream it. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, okay. We're going deep into the rabbit hole for Microsoft jokes. I'll stop there. And just some stuff.
Transformers Pro. Sorry.
No. Oh God. Just some quick news things. We don't normally talk about a lot of news, but everything is happening right now. So we just had the big reveal of Sparking Zero full roster. You can go check that out. There's also just a really cute and neat trailer that came out a couple of days ago that is very much like an Adult Swim like style commercial.
Really?
Like they've got lo-fi beats going, and
Well,
Cool.
it's Toonami style, I think.
it feels a lot more Adult Swim to me.
It's not Rifti Beats Kakarot the Hip Hop Trap Remix.
Unfortunately, no. But it's good. It's cute. So that game's coming out. The next time we record, I will already have played it because the 3-day early thing will be starting like the day before.
I guess I should pre-order that game sometime soon then as well. Dude, I am so far removed from all this like Sparking Zero. Like I want to play it, but I haven't watched any trailers or anything really like that. I didn't know the roster was complete. When you guys were talking the other day about like what's your roster of 5 going to be? I'm like, this is a 5. This is a team kind of game. Like I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Always has been.
Yeah, there are like missions you can go on or something, and you pick a squad of 5 guys. And
Really?
When I was playing multiplayer back in the day, it was 5v5, me and my cousin. So, and then of course that's back. It's 5v5 you can have up to. So
I didn't know that game was real light. I stopped playing after Tenkaichi 1, so I didn't know if that was in Tenkaichi 1 or not. But yeah, I didn't know.
Can't remember.
That seems pretty cool though.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm trying not to spoil everything for myself. Like I watched like one little bit of like, here's a story episode thing, and I've been looking at like character move sets, but otherwise I'm like, I don't want to see all the story. I don't want to see all the unlockable stuff. I want there to be some.
Yeah, I'm the same with
excitement.
like I adopted my movie thing where I'm like, I know I'm going to go see this movie. I don't need to watch any more trailers. I know I'm going to buy this game. I don't need to watch any trailers. So just let it consume me naturally.
Yep. There's nothing more infuriating than having that thing where you're like, I know I'm going to see this movie. I don't need to see anymore. And you go to the theater for another movie and they're like, we're going to force feed this 4-minute trailer to you right before. I'm like, I don't stop. I don't want it. I know Ken doesn't have that because he doesn't go to the movie theater. He stays at home like a good boy.
it's so obnoxious to me right now how they're like, it's a teaser trailer. And it's like the new Thunderbolts trailer. They're calling it a teaser trailer, and it's 4 minutes long. Yeah, that's a trailer. That's a full-ass trailer.
Yeah. Teasers used to be just the title, and that's it. Like it's
maybe like one character line or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the full thing.
You full on past teasing, and you just blew my nut.
Speaking of theaters, Daima is going to be in theaters, like the first 3 episodes.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that was a thing. That's cool.
Yeah, it's going to be the English dub, but like with introduction by Masako Nozawa.
What?
Like, yeah, I don't understand why you would be like, here's Masako Nozawa to talk about Dragon Ball Daima, and then for her to be like, anyway, enjoy this where my character is voiced by somebody else. Have a good day.
What they're not telling you is that it's Nadolny dubbing over Nozawa in her message.
It's her, but just, oh my god, that'd be the worst. Oh man.
And they're not just dubbing her over. Nozawa starts talking, and then Stephanie Nadolny is standing next to her and just starts doing her thing right over her, but louder.
No, that's exciting though. Even if it is the dub, I don't hate the dub anymore just because they've gotten better over the 20 or 30 plus years they've been doing this thing. So yeah, just like with Resurrection F and Battle of the Gods when that came out, I'm like, oh, okay, the dub is okay now. It's passable.
Now, will they let Chris Sabat do Kid Vegeta? Because he is the voice of Kid Vegeta.
That's interesting.
Oh,
man.
So if they've gotten Nadolny back, then that means you keep Sabat as Kid Vegeta.
I didn't even think about
the Bardock
that.
special.
I think people might be mad if you don't keep it like that, but
did he voice him in Super Broly?
Did he have any speaking lines in Super Broly?
Yeah. No. In Super... Oh, yeah, he did. He did. I don't know.
No, I don't think he did. It was just a flashback, and you just see him like...
No, he and Raditz talk.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Remember? And it was definitely Justin Cook as Kid. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Things to question. But that's exciting. So a lot of cool things. Everybody look forward to that. But you know what? You don't have to look forward to a good old episode of We Got a Podcast, because we are here. We've got it for you right here and now. And guess what? We're doing more Moro. That's right. Part 4 of our epic manga coverage, where Doug gets to read it for the first time. And it's been a trip. So
I would say a treat.
Oh, yeah, there we go. A trip or treat, or both. I don't
trick or treat. Halloween.
So, if you don't know, Dragon Ball Super is a monthly manga that began in 2015, before/alongside with the Super anime. The Super anime ended, but the manga continues, done by Toyotaro and Toriyama. And we got a recap here, of course, by Ken, who I'm sure has something very fun and exciting written for us.
Very wet.
catch up on. I don't know. We'll see how he delivers it. Let's hear that wet recap.
No, don't do it wet. I request less wetness, please.
Okay, I'll do it dry. Last time on Dragon Ball Super, Gohan runs into a rude awakening as 7-3 taps into Moro's power. But before the android can wreak whole havoc upon our heroes, Moro ceases his siege. Thanks to some quick thinking from Jocko, Earth's warriors have 2 months to prepare for an all-out alien attack. However, before Goku can complete his training, Marisu's mortal mask is uncovered, revealing his true identity as an angel trainee. Will everyone's preparations prove prolific, or will Earth once again find itself in imminent endangerment?
Oh, man. You weren't kidding.
Nice.
You did fit a whole bunch of alliteration in there, Ken. Fantastic.
Love it. Dry or wet. Love it.
It becomes more of a challenge to pack more in there each time.
I think you should do the whole show as illiterate as possible. Illiterate as possible.
Well, we are Dragon Ball fans.
And the thing is, we don't read the manga or watch the show. That's what Dragon Ball fans do.
I have someone just reading the super manga to me while I look at the pictures.
That's great. Well, how did that go for you? Big time.
Big time.
Big picture. Big picture temperature check. Man, it's been a day. Doug, just tell me, what did you think about this?
I was very underwhelmed by these set of chapters. It very much didn't feel creative. It just felt like, okay, here's some fighting, uncreative fighting. I loved how Moro's whole thing was magic, but he doesn't use it in any kind of fascinating way. It's just like, I'm strong, you're strong, I'm going to outstrong you, I'm going to outstrong you, and then the end. But yeah.
I
could kind of see that. Ken, your rebuttal?
They figured out ways to counter his magic. So he is having to he's having to go along with the way that they are, which is just get stronger and stronger, because now Goku can outspeed his absorption. The androids are there who can't be absorbed. So they have tech to get around at least a certain skill set that we have from him now. But, you know, Moro still, you know,
he's got something about,
if he had sleeves,
rabbit under his hat.
He might, yeah. If he had a hat, he might have a rabbit in there.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that I was expecting like a lot more magic and just like, okay, he's not doing really anything creative. 17 and 18's like fight is like the most like excited I got during, like, I was like, yes, this is like characters that have a special like skill set that they, you know, they can't be sensed because they have no energy like that, no chi, no ki, no energy. So they get to fight, fight on par with Moro. It's pretty cool.
There's some good stuff in there for sure. But I mean, a lot of it's just kind of punching, which is cool. You know, I like.
Toyotaro draws it very well.
Yeah, it was just kind of exciting to finally be like, all right, we've been building to a fight. Let's see how this goes. And we've got a whole bunch of characters doing stuff, even if it doesn't go on for super long. It's just the prelude for what's to come, because, oh boy.
Yeah, it just feels like a setup for Vegeta. This whole all this is just a setup for, which I got super excited for. As soon as Vegeta showed up at the very end, I'm like, all right, let's go, baby. I'm ready.
You just got super excited, only to be like, and that's it. That's the end of the volume. Sorry, but
I kind of love that though. It's the cliffhanger. I'm like, okay, this is why I'm reading, to keep reading, to get hooked. Hopefully he learned something really cool, because otherwise I learned how to be even stronger. Like, all right, I'm done with this then.
I learned Kaioken.
Yeah, my technique is Kaioken. Get out of here.
Okay, so we're going to cover this chapter by chapter. Of course, we are on volume 13, which covers chapters 37 to 50. So starting at 57, Bulma made some drones, so everybody can just kind of watch the fight that's going on. And I feel like then we never see anything about this ever again.
About like, the drones?
But everybody can watch this. Like, well, okay.
It's convenient just to like see what everyone else is doing, the side characters.
Yeah, it's just a transition thing.
No, of course.
To move into where
instead of fortune teller Baba's globe, now they can have drones.
She's not getting involved in this stuff anymore. She's too old for that.
But it'd be perfect if this was adapted to an animated thing where it's like we can always cut back in the middle of the episode and be like, oh, what do Bulma and Chi-Chi have to say about this? Or
Toyotaro's setting that up for the animation team at Toei.
Yeah.
They're thinking
he's like, any day now, they're going to do it, but I got them covered.
Surely they won't just make movies and then switch over to a totally unrelated series.
Hilarious.
It'll be great. So, speaking of Kuririn, he's using homing Kienzan.
Yes! Is this the first time he's using that? Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Thing?
Frieza's the first one to ever use it.
Right, but Krillin was dead when Frieza used it, so he's not like he's copying him or anything like that. It's just like he maybe mastered it.
And I don't know if he used it in that one episode where he fought Goku before the Tournament of Power.
Right, I don't remember either.
Right, but as far as I know, going from Dragon Ball proper to then Super, like this is the first time, and it's like, oh my god, he can control it. He could always control. Like, didn't he do the bending Kamehameha like during like the fight with Nappa and Vegeta?
Yeah, and then he had it like burst in the sky.
Yeah. So this is just like a more mastered version of that. Like he finally, it's so cool.
It makes sense.
Love to see him. Love to see him do that.
He's controlling him. He's putting the after image to use again after so long, and just doing cool stuff.
He's got. If he went to Yardrat, he'd learn all the moves quicker than Vegeta and Goku would have. All that key control.
It's true.
So speaking of controlling oneself.
So
oh no.
Kame Sennin, Roshi can't get any of his attacks to land. And he should use that power that he had at the Tournament of Power to defeat them. He's like, oh, I can't without a clear mind. I might be possessed by some wicked energy.
In a way.
His mind.
Like, yeah, the thing that you always have.
Wicked energy.
Yeah, why you can't ride the Kintoon, buddy.
So he's being all pervy to the girls. You hear him in the distance, like the girls like screaming, "Get off me!" or whatever. So what is this? What did Muten Roshi do during the Tournament of Power? Did he go Ultra Instinct?
Yeah, we talked about this briefly in our first Moro episode, but during the Tournament of Power, Roshi said to Goku, like, hey, what's all your training been building up to, right? It's been moving without thinking and just acting on instinct. And then Roshi's like, check this out. And then he goes toe-to-toe with Jiren, and you're like, whoa, my power levels. And then he gets knocked out. But Roshi is able to do like a proto form of Ultra Instinct. And by blindfolding himself, he's able to clear his mind and fight these girls. So
that's crazy. Love that.
We've got more fights going on all over the world. Tenshinhan and Chaozu are fighting against, oh gosh, saying this name, Bakura Quoiter?
Alexa, turn
It's the kind of name I don't ever want to say out loud.
Alexa, turn on key
Yeah,
light.
I felt bad saying it. And you know what? I should have looked at like the katakana or something.
Alexa,
like,
turn
how
off key light.
do they want me to say this?
I don't think there's anything bad about it necessarily, but it doesn't feel good to say. Yeah, bad mouth.
Alexa, turn off ring light and Tenshinhan. Go ahead.
Yeah, Tenshinhan's insults are like not working at all. They have nothing to do with anything. And then Chaozu's like, hey, remember, I used to have a bit of a mean streak. During the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai, I told Kuririn, I'll kick you around until you die. So let me handle this one.
He called him Baldy and everything.
And then
he's like, you're bald too. Like, no, I got a piece of hair.
The one hair. Yeah.
The one hair.
So that was like the only time we've ever had that callback to that mood of Chaozu, because he's always been this milquetoast, little innocent, cute clown boy ever since then.
Yeah.
Toyotaro knows, dude.
It's true.
He remembers.
He even afterwards, he's still in that mode because he just tells Tenshinhan, you suck at this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
you put a chord in that jukebox, he's going to keep playing.
Right. Roshi, we've now to him blindfolded and fighting these three convicts before they're like, all right, we've got to, push it to the limit. Is Miza, Iwaza, and Kikaza are the names of those three?
Do y'all have a favorite?
I like them when they're fused together, Doug. That's what I'm about.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I wrote those three fuse off panel into big One Piece lady who wastes Kuririn and Roshi.
That's what it is. What a disappointment.
She looks like Alvida at the start of the series, and then probably also somebody later on I've seen, but I don't know who that is. Okay, there you go. See?
I too watch One Piece on my off time. But it's just so disappointing to just see like, okay, here's a fusion. All right, that's it. And yeah, on top of that, off screen,
we don't get anything of like, what are the mechanics of their fusion? They're just like, oh, they fused. Like somebody just says it and all of a sudden they are all together. It's
here's
three
a trope
people
from Dragon Ball we can use that no one's surprised about.
And of course, well, now it's not a sexy lady, so Roshi's like, oh, I could take off the blindfold.
Didn't we do this with Ribrianne already? Like, it was very reminiscent of Ribrianne.
But Roshi wasn't involved in Ribrianne, I don't think. So this is now he gets to have his twist.
Oh man, and like I'm just waiting for like the morality of it to like be horrible. Where it's just like, oh, Master Roshi has no problem defeating this woman now that she's ugly. It's like, I'm waiting for that. Like, hopefully it doesn't happen. They never mention it. They just kind of do defeat her.
Last episode, I told you there was a payoff to Roshi and the girls.
Yeah,
and I seem to, in my memory, the
you made a
Ultra Instinct thing happened a lot longer. Not just
I was waiting for that. Yeah, I was waiting for like, where's the payoff? What's happening here?
Yeah,
nothing.
Those 2 pages. That's all you're getting. We got stuff to do. We've got Moro and Saganbo descend to join the fight.
The ground. Yeah.
Right. Cutting to 17 and 18 versus 7-3.
Love it. Love to see it.
Cleaning his clock. You know, he is not in a good spot. Before Moro arrives and sends
the cool move 17 does with like his blasts. He's like about to blast them, and then it's like Psyche does like the Mirrors thing where he shoots like this and then like
kicks.
Knees them. Yeah, it's so cool.
That is great. Ken, you look like you're ready.
When you read Sagambo in your head, does he have kind of like an accent like this?
Now he does.
Hey, Moro, I'll take care of these guys for you.
New York Goon number 3.
Moro gives Sagambo his power and his pants.
What?
Oh, I didn't notice. Yeah, because I guess he was in that One Piece, like, jumpsuit thing before.
Jumpsuit, yeah. Which they all have been in those jumpsuits for 2 months. You don't think on one of these planets you're getting some other clothes.
Finding all this treasure, and they don't come across any outfits that they like. Even 18 and 17 did that and found, or at least 18 did. She found cool clothes.
Well, this is okay because he gets to transform, and now Sagambo is.
He must have been wearing these pants underneath these clothes the entire time because I see the panel and it's his clothes are just ripping off of him, revealing that he has
magic pants.
Or maybe that's just underwear. That's what his underwear looks like. They're just long pants.
So Moro walks around in his underwear all the time?
All the time.
He's somehow worse than Frieza's nude ass.
Yeah. At least leaving something to the imagination. Unlike Saganbo, who is transformed now into the hottest version of anything ever. And I'm sorry. That's me.
Oh, that's your type. Okay, I got you.
Oh, yeah.
He's taken on 17, 18 Piccolo, Gohan, and Jocko all at once.
Yeah.
Which is while he's like grabbing him and spinning around and hitting each other. Oh, it's so cool.
Good to see Jocko joining in.
Yeah, just to get his noggin hit or whatever.
Yeah, but still.
Saganbo, let me say for the record, he's not a great character, but he's way less lame reading it this time around. And I think him being in color is helping color in his personality a little bit. It's just, it's more visually interesting to look at.
This is my first time reading, and my only experience is reading it through color. And it's, so I can't say otherwise, but I don't know.
Everyone is losing to Moro's goons.
Tenshinhan has to show up and help Yamcha against Zhao Yogi. Is that guy's name? We get a name for all of like the 3 panels that guy's in.
Yeah.
Kuririn charges up to signal for Goku to arrive because he knows that's how the teleportation works.
I mean, it's good thinking on Krillin's part. That came in clutch.
I don't know how he knew. Resurrection F.
It's a callback to when they were looking for the androids at Juro's cave. And Krillin found it. So he's like, I gotta let everyone know.
Goku arrives and takes out the fused convict warrior in one blow. And let me just say, like, when he lands and like is standing there, Toyotaro nails the Goku's here illustrations.
Yeah.
I liked him.
Good.
I think his form could use some work. Goku always looks like he needs to eat a little more than he has been. And I think the thing about Toyotaro's art, I don't think he draws the body underneath first.
Right. It looks like it's just, the clothes over.
And so, like, the front of a gi will just drape straight down and not drape over a pec and then down over abs before it gets tightened in that waistband. It's just like
I see what you
straight
mean.
down the front. Yeah.
It really does look like a figure. Like you mold the torso and the legs, and then you pop in the arms afterwards. Like that's how it looks.
A little bit.
My brain is figure pilled. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We know, and we love you for it.
Thanks.
Chapter 58. Here we are. It's Dragon Ball Super. Goku is Waku Waku. He's just excited to fight.
Super excited.
I was waiting for him to reveal he just said I'm excited in front of Krillin's face, but then on his way to Moro, he's like, I'm actually kind of really scared. That would have brought more levity or I don't know, but it is typical Goku to just be actually excited.
Yeah. Typical Goku, he shows up, defeats Zhao Yogi, saving Tenshinhan and Yamcha. Some things never change, I think is what Tenshinhan says.
Yeah.
Goku arrives and saves their butts.
And then we've talked before about them not treating Yamcha like a joke here. And Goku says to Yamcha and Tenshinhan, "Did you guys beat the other prisoners?" And Yamcha says, "Yeah, even we could handle those weaklings." And Goku just smiles at him and says, "Great.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your training's really paid off.
Like, not surprised. It's just like...
Supportive.
Yeah. Nice, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's so nice. Gohan and Piccolo get serious against Saganbo, who just tanks their combined blasts and smacks them away.
Yeah, but I love, it's almost like Gohan and Piccolo are doing like synchronized swimming. They're both moving in exact lockstep with each other, and it's so cool.
But yeah, and I think it's definitely not like choreographed. Like with them, it's just like they're so in tune with each other that they know. I picture like it's such a cool thing that Toyotaro drew here with them like battling together. Like as they're coming in, like combining their blast. I don't feel like they're doing that intentionally, if that makes sense. I feel like Gohan just instinctively is like, I'm gonna throw a blast at him. Oh, Piccolo's right there too. Let's go. Like it's very, I don't know. They're very cooperative. They very match each other's energy very well, just because they know each other so well.
Exactly. You know, they're a great combo. Jaco tries to call Saganbo out for his lack of pride, but Saganbo is grateful to Moro to help them escape, and he's making sure that they never feel that pathetic ever again. Jaco tries to follow that up by saying, I think that's kind of more pathetic.
That's pretty
actually.
Lame, too.
What? Says, no, nothing. Just,
what did you say?
That's totally his voice. I see it now, Ken.
In my mind, Saganbo sounds like Kiryu from Yakuza, so that's...
How dare you?
Oh, a little more sophisticated.
Okay.
There's a very two opposite... To me, he sounds like Betty White, so I don't know what you guys are thinking.
Oh,
you guys
it's a good
way
one.
off.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's kicking me?
Oh, man.
Yeah, you're right.
He gets shocked. He's like, oh, so what's happening? And then somebody starts beating the snot out of him. They can't sense him at all. Piccolo and Gohan are confused.
Neither them either.
They can't see. It's too fast. They can't even sense any of this ki. But Jaco's like, oh, it's Goku. Like, I can see him. Don't think that makes me strong. That's the only thing.
I love that he has to throw that in there. Like, don't get your britches tied up in a knot. I'm not that crazy. I can just see. So don't ask me for any help.
It's such a great callback to the Universe 6 tournament, too. Because
really?
Who was remembering that? That Jaco was the only one who could see what Hit... Was it what Hit was doing, or was it he could see about the poison dart?
They mentioned that? That's cool.
It was he saw something at high speed in the Universe 6 tournament.
I can't remember, but wow.
This is just like a Mr. Satan character, but not just a straight ripoff of a Mr. Satan character. Jaco is his own character, but serving a similar role, and it's done so well. I love it.
Well, Mr. Satan would be like, my tummy hurts, and Jaco's just like, hey, don't even ask me. I'm not getting into this.
He's totally like upfront about it. Just like,
yeah.
Saganbo gets knocked away by Moro because Goku like smacks him over there, and instead of like helping him, Moro is just like smacks him back towards Goku.
Well,
I thought he was gonna kill him.
In black and white, this was not as decipherable, but he shoots him with magic when he fires him away.
Yeah, that's
right.
What
well, you're not supposed to know that yet until it's
you don't know
revealed
that yet. Yeah,
a few panels later. But it is clever. Kind of like, oh, you just think he's gonna. I was surprised that's why that Moro just didn't kill him, a la Vegeta style to Nappa. Just like, you're not serving any purpose anymore. Bye. But no, he'd make something out of it. Again,
this is Moro using his magic here.
Mm-hmm.
I hated the magic though of like, I'm gonna give you my power and you're gonna be stronger. Like, that's such a lame, uncreative.
He's toying around.
Whatever.
Yeah,
he's just.
I guess
Moro is taking this so unseriously.
I guess because I feel like it's wrapping up, and I'm like, this is all this guy has to offer. So maybe if it's not wrapping up, then there's more under his sleeve.
And Goku says to Gohan, and this is going to infuriate Gohan fans everywhere, sorry you had to start fighting again, Gohan.
I loved this line, especially coming from Goku. He understands Gohan on such a deep level, just as a father should. Just like, I'm sorry it came to you. I know that you don't like doing this. You don't want to do this. He learned from the Cell games that this is not who Gohan is. He listened. He understood, but Gohan is still there, man. He's the unrelenting. What's the word I'm looking for? unreluctant hero.
Just reluctant hero, yeah.
Just reluctant, yeah.
But now he's into it. He'll do what he needs to do. But yeah, it is great having Goku recognizing who his son is. Not that he didn't that before.
Right, yeah. But it's just like to see it. I love that line more than I should.
Saganbo is not down for the count, though. Goku tells him just to go back to prison. And he roars and he powers up. Goku, compliments Piccolo and Gohan for training, but he'll take this one. And then powers up into this blue-haired form when Moro is shocked at this. He saw Vegeta do this. Did he not see Goku use this on Namek at all?
He's shocked because he knows... He's like, show me that form that you were using when I couldn't see you. Right,
that's probably why he's shocked.
Yeah, he's like, why are you only using this? Why aren't you using that thing? That
it's not why are you blue? It's why aren't you this other thing?
Because then this comes back later, and then he figures it out. He's like, oh, I see why you weren't using this the whole time. So
that's good writing. I like that.
Yeah.
Goku thinks Saganbo is down again, but he's nearly feral with fury, and Moro powers him up further to be a frothing monster, but his body is past its limits. And Moro will not let Saganbo stop until Goku uses that form.
He keeps shooting him with juice, and he just can't hold that much anymore. He's gonna pop.
And he does. He has an aneurysm.
It was cool how like Goku went up to Moro and was like, I'm gonna stop you first because you're doing this to him, but then Moro's like, you gotta keep going after him. And Moro just kind of hand waves him. Go on.
Like blocks him without looking, just like stops a punch.
No, I'm just talking about like it's either me or you fight Sagandi's nuts, and it's just like, okay, no, you gotta go be my guest.
Oh man. Anyway, he has his aneurysm. He's toast, and Goku relinquishes. He's like, all right, I will use that form, and becomes Ultra Instinct Sign, which is no mortal ability according to Moro.
Okay, so I'm going to read through something I wrote real quick.
Let's go. Let's do it, Ken.
Moro says, this is no mortal ability, and then he says, to think that such a lowly life form could use such a divine technique, how surprising. Okay, I'm just going to read this paragraph real quick, and then we can move on.
Okay.
There's definitely an air of some sort of familiarity with this type of technique from Moro. I'm absolutely convinced that somewhere in the pipeline, he was supposed to have a backstory tied to the gods of destruction. He looks the part, has divine knowledge, was already ancient 10 million years ago, can wield magic, eats, parentheses, read as destroys, planets, and as was perhaps a former god of destruction in training, would have been a brilliant counterpart to Merusu. This could even all still be true. I don't think there's anything that would directly oppose it, and it could be a footnote mentioned by a god of destruction later down the line. Like, Liqueur is talking to Beerus and says a throwaway line like, I heard my former trainee gave your universe some trouble recently.
Whoa. Dude,
he doesn't say that. I'm saying that could be something. Right.
He could have, yeah. Who wrote that paragraph?
Me. I wrote that.
Yeah.
That's totally how I feel. That's crazy that's not a part of the story proper. Totally trying to drop the ball there.
Or he's still letting that dangle. He'll come back to it later.
You guys are killing me with
I'll tell you, Doug, I really don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just guessing.
Okay. It's a good theory, Ken. I really like it, and I want to incorporate it into my own headcanon, as the children say.
Because I mean that really did like spark something in my head. Like, yeah, why does he know about divine power and all that kind of stuff? It's very weird for him to.
Also, he's an animal, and all the gods of destruction are animals.
Well, so, and he has another line. I'll just go ahead and jump to it real quick. It comes later, but he says, I've consumed countless planets since our previous encounter, all of which have filled me with enough power to transcend the very gods.
Yes,
so he has an awareness of something.
Didn't he fight the Lord of Lords? Maybe that's all it takes for him to reference that. Like he understood from that, which would be kind of it'd be lamer than your theory would have been. So
he's been stronger than Daikaioshin for a while, though. So
okay. Man, that'd be so cool if they introduced him as a failed lackey god of destruction.
Chapter 59. All the convicts are being taken off-world, as noticed by Shimareka.
How do you guys feel about them calling it Ultra Instinct Sign, like, out of their mouths?
I was going to ask you guys, like, what does this even mean? Like, it's been since the anime Tournament of Power. Like, what does sign even mean?
Well, originally it was being interpreted as omen.
Right.
And then I don't remember when sign became the official parlance.
But what would sign? What do they mean by sign?
That it's,
I mean, I know they mean incomplete, but I've never heard the word
a sign of
used
what's
that
to
way.
come, or an omen of that there's more to come.
That's dumb, but okay.
Either way, it's the coolest looking form, so I don't care what it's called. It rules. I love it. Black hair, silver eyes.
Yeah.
The aura's sick, so I love it. So Goku could, of course, activate Ultra Instinct sign at will and gets in fighting stance and then just starts punching air blasts
yeah, that's
right
so
at
cool.
Moro.
Just like,
so this is one of my complaints with Toyotaro, especially in how he's writing Piccolo lately. Like, you guys were fine with it. I took some issue with Piccolo saying that Gohan was always dependable. I also take issue with him being like, is Goku attacking? If you remember back to the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, when Goku uses the fist shockwave to knock Chi-Chi out of the ring, that's something he learned from Kami. And Piccolo says something along the lines of like, oh, why is he using a Demon Clan technique?
oh shit!
So this is something that Piccolo should be intimately familiar with.
We have like a Toyotaro versus Ken like image that we can throw up on the screen and just like every time it happens.
There's still one more thing that Piccolo's going to say in the next round, Doug, that even you'll catch on to immediately.
I probably might have, yeah. I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
Dang, that sucks.
Goku's speed and agility are too much for Moro, who has to use a spell to sort of freeze his limbs in place. But Goku breaks out of that quickly.
It's typical, like, Frieza could do this.
He did put him in a ball.
Yeah, I'm thinking of that ball, yeah.
These are 4 balls, though.
Wow, independently working together.
He's got a quad, man.
Quantity, not quality, okay.
But he breaks out of it quickly and reappears behind Moro. We have Vegeta over there on Yardrat. Can sense the fight as Goku continues to dodge Moro's lightning attacks. It was just a quick little cutaway of like, oh, the fighting's really happening.
Can he sense? I thought he couldn't sense because he's in Ultra Instinct sign.
He can probably sense Moro. And then can probably figure, since he can't sense who Moro's fighting, ergo, that must be Goku.
Right.
So, long time ago, we introduced this whole God Key thing with, like, Super Saiyan God. But now we have Ultra Instinct, which is, I assume, an even higher form, as this is more of an angelic thing. So, can Vegeta not sense this Ultra Instinct thing?
So, yeah, they've always been kind of like wishy-washy with that, right? So the way I'm going to headcanon this away is that because Vegeta can tap into God power, that he can sense God power, but he can't sense Ultra Instinct.
Oh. Yeah, until he unlocks it himself.
That's the way I'm just going to sleep at night.
Sure. Yeah, right.
That works for me. Didn't know it was weighing so heavily on you, Ken. Wow. Gohan tells Goku that he can go all out. They already gathered the Dragon Balls with Dende, so everything can be undone.
I'm afraid that's a very like outward expositionally like now the bad guys heard that and like, oh, now I'm gonna go to get those Dragon Balls. But it doesn't happen. Luckily, not in this episode.
Yeah. This is just to, let the reader know, like, oh, everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
I guess.
In hindsight, I would have liked to be like, Dad, don't worry about the Earth. It'll be okay, and then wink, and then Goku understands from that they must have gotten the Dragon Balls. I don't know. That's too fan fiction. I don't know.
Goku looks back at Gohan and goes, "Oh, Dragon Ball Z," and then turns back to Moro.
Goku does a really cool running Kamehameha, jumps up to face Moro, but then just spins around and shoots where he actually is.
I was like 17, just did this, and like, oh no, he actually is shooting where he is actually at. I was like, that's great.
So they are fighting up into the sky. Moro is getting the crap beat out of him, but then like uses his magic to kind of like pull Goku.
I love this.
Who's then, as he's falling towards him, just machine gun air blast punching him over and over again before they finally meet and both gut punching each other. Oh, yeah, man. I want to see that animated. That could look so freaking cool.
There's a lot of parts when writing this, you could just say like, and then a bunch of action happens. But all of the action is so rich here. Yeah. And it's, for the rest of this arc, really, I think Toyotaro is like at his peak paneling capabilities. And so all of the action through the rest of this arc is just incredible.
Oh, yeah.
There is one panel that I was kind of disappointed in his drawing, though, where like they kind of meet hand to hand. It's very much that should have been a very iconic shot, but the way it's drawn, it just looks like a run of the mill shot. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about or not.
I know which one you're talking about.
It could have been iconic.
Really like that one.
Really, it looks very dull.
Goku is so fast he can dodge Moro's energy absorption, which is great. I mean, you know, he's moving without thinking. You know, he knows
have to find a way to not be able to have this like OP power take over Goku easily. So yeah,
right. I can't remember. Is it Gohan who says that Goku can win this because he still has that silver hair form left?
Yeah,
and then we cut to Whis and Maris talking about everything that's going on. It's like, oh, you did really good training him. Can you do the silver hair thing? Yeah, about that. No.
I like how even Whis refers to it as the silver hair. I hope we see the silver hair.
Moro reveals that he's absorbed so much energy he transcends gods and reveals his true strength. Moro crunches Goku in a bear hug and he loses his Ultra Instinct form, and he can't maintain it for long because of the stamina burn for it, of course.
So this also comes into play, Doug. We talked to you about how Super Saiyan Blue is handled in the manga.
Yeah,
and that it's like a super leaky form, and Goku and Vegeta have to figure out how to keep it in and not leak out. But even then, I think it's something that like you constantly have to be aware of when you're fighting with it. So Ultra Instinct is much in that same vein of that, like the mastered form is going to be better, but this form is unstable.
Gotcha.
It messes with my head because I remember from the Universe 6 tournament that the whole reason Goku can use Kaioken in this form is because the blue form kind of gives him, you know, better ki control, so he can do this without immediately wrecking his body. And then in the manga, it goes on to be like, oh, actually, it's very leaky, and like, you know, you're not really, your ki control is kind of all over the place. So
that's why the manga is the one true canon version, plus Resurrection F and Battle of Gods.
Okay.
So it's very complicated watch order here.
Of course, yes. Goku states that if Moro's only hope of winning is stalling for time and to wait it out, that he's not going to be able to win. Goku, so he can win this if he stops trying to do the balancing act of keeping his stamina in check and just like, well, I'm just going to go all out and kill him right from the get-go. And that's kind of the end of that chapter.
In chapter 60, we get an aura battle, which I don't know if you guys remember. Iconic moment between Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Monkey Baby Vegeta.
Oh my god.
We've even got the blue and the red thing going on here in the color version, which is, you know, neat. Oh, was Baby's red or was it just like a pink?
It was yellow and pink. Goku was yellow and pink was Baby.
For me at this point of like just Dragon Ball in general, these mean nothing to me anymore. Like these like aura, like charging up shots. I'm like, we've seen this like with Piccolo and Cell. Like it's nothing is it's so hard to show strength in this series anymore because you've already shown as much as someone can draw like craziness. Unless you show like a wide angle shot of the entire Earth from outside and like see, then you can see them. Like I don't know how we probably already have that, especially in the Budokai games. But it's very hard to. It's a lot of like telling. You need another character from the outside, like, wow, this is the strongest I've ever seen them, to like understand, like, oh, they reached a new level of strength or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. The feats are hard to keep elevating.
So to keep elevating, yeah. It's the unfortunate thing of like continuing a story like Dragon Ball, where the powers are just crazy scaled.
And we're not
Goku
either.
Goku overpowers Moro's aura, sends him flying. Moro retaliates with a blast where Goku just zooms in, and before he can shoot it, kicks it out of his hand and wails on him.
That was cool. You don't see that in Dragon Ball, so that was really cool.
Yeah, man.
We're just complaining.
There's not enough cool stuff anymore. And then Goku does something sweet as hell. Vegeta seems to have pulled off something incredible, coming back to his painting where we didn't get to see what happened, but it looks like he's defeated many or just the one opponent.
Dude, I have
they need to be healed.
No idea what he could have learned. I'm like trying to wrinkle my brain, like what could he have learned? Like, because I'm trying to analyze the little green Yardradians. Like, what happened to them? Do they look tired? Like, did Vegeta absorb their energy? No, because he's tired because he has sweat glands. Like, and like, I'm like, what did he turn them old? Maybe like that's the way to defeat Moro, is to turn him back into an old goat again. I don't know, man.
It must be especially frustrating for you, Doug, because obviously you know what Ultra Ego looks like, and you know that that's a thing, but you have no idea what this is.
Nah, I'm like, what could he? I just hope it's not disappointing. I hope it's not. I learned how to punch even stronger now thanks to this key control.
Let's do some predictions. Do we think that Doug is going to think that Vegeta's thing is cool or not?
Yes. And the rest of my thoughts on this matter, you and I will have to speak privately.
Okay.
What?
I think he's going to think it at its core is cool. Yes.
Oh man.
Okay. Yeah. My worry is he's going to be like, "Oh, that's it." Okay. Well,
I think he's going to think it's cool.
We'll convince him.
No, I think he's going to think it's cool. I think we will all have similar issues with certain things.
Okay.
And I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm glad that we could take.
Yeah, I'm glad we could take that little sidebar, and we can definitely talk after recess later.
Sidebar, main bar.
Sound like trying to say sidebar, man.
Vegeta lets Pibara know that he can be teleported to Earth now, and the Yardradians are forbidden from using teleportation to leave their planet.
What a rule.
And they can only go to the location of someone they've met before. Vegeta's like, Goku, you met him? Because right away I'm like, they have.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no.
I thought that, then he said that. Like, okay, then they got it covered.
But because of Goku's usage of the divine, like, God key, they don't. Genius. I don't know where he is. They can't do that.
I like that, yeah. It gives a little more tension, like, oh, Vegeta can't go there quickly.
Iriko pipes up of like, and it'd take us 10 days if we used my ship.
It's the whole Goku on Snake Way dilemma, like trying to get back. What do you mean you can't just send me there directly? I have to go through Snake Way again?
I wasn't planning on that. I was trying to do training to the last minute. And then Vegeta, up to his normal thing of, being entitled, he demands to be taught teleportation right now. He'll learn it faster than anybody.
It's like it's a gamble, right? Like 10 days, or can I learn instant teleportation within those 10 days? Like it's damn.
I love Vegeta so much, you guys.
It's good tension. I love it. Yeah, it's good tension and everything. Vegeta's a great character.
So Goku's losing his edge with speed and starts getting hit by Moro, and he can't land any more attacks. And Goku decides to bulk up and focus on strength. Is this supposed to be like Super Saiyan Blue ki starting to leak out? Like he's trying to infuse that, or what is going on here?
To me, it just reads like something's leaking. Like maybe he's expelling his power faster now because he really is taking less care. But we did skip a scene back with Whis and Merusu.
Yeah. And
Beerus finally talks. He's finally bored of just sitting there fishing. And he says, "Hey, Whis, I said I'm starving. I want to chow down on something tasty."
That's so Beerus wink wink. We should go to Earth, right?
And this does happen during a conversation where Whis is explaining to Merusu, like, hey, some of these things, it's just, this is the course of the universe. This is the way it goes.
Yeah.
Now, if you think back...
It's like Vanessa Hudgens. People are going to die, but that's the way of the world.
Now, if you think back to when the Grand Priest and Whis were talking, the Grand Priest says something along the lines of, this kind of thing, whether planets are destroyed or not, is up to the Omni Kings and the gods of destruction.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, this makes Beerus is like, oh, that was so much more badass. Oh yeah, Beerus.
So it doesn't seem like Beerus isn't necessarily disallowed from intervening.
Right. But he's very much doing it in a nonchalant way, like, I just want some food. A wink.
Which, that's the reason why, they do their thing with Earth. I mean, if Moro destroys Earth, all that tasty food's gone. No more
Honestly,
instant ramen.
that could be his only like motive. He's just
could
like,
be.
this place has got great food, and Mirrors, who's been around for 2,000 plus years, it was more than that, but he's been around forever, hasn't learned any good recipes. Are you kidding me? Just because he's been in the Galactic Patrolman, that's what he says.
He goes to the mess hall. He doesn't got to cook.
I guess so. That makes it a little funnier too. It's just like they just feed me rations, and that's all I've had for 2,000 years.
So I think what's implicitly being said here is that even though the angels can't intervene, the gods of destructions can.
Beerus can, but I'm not sure how I feel about Beerus coming in and fixing things. But I'm sure Toyotaro's not going to drop the ball, just like have him be a Xeno during the Future Trunks arc with Goku.
Yeah, that would be rough.
Yeah,
but
so
Doug,
Goku...
This is just to make you think back of all the little things that Toyotaro's been planting along the way.
Yes,
that are starting to come back.
That's why I trust him and I love it. He knows what he's doing, man. He knows what he's doing. Even though I have some gripes with like some stuff, the lack of creativity, he's still folding together a really good story. I'm on board completely.
It feels less fly by your pants than when Toriyama was doing like the Cell arc.
100%.
This feels more plotted out.
Makes it feel a little less Dragon Ball, if that makes sense, you know? Like it's there is certain charm that Toriyama just was able to mold it after all these things. Like Toriyama found seeds that he planted by accident. Like, oh, I can use this and then put it into my story. Whereas this is deliberate, but still, it's good.
Right.
It makes for a good story.
It's Toyotaro playing with his strengths rather than being like, I'll just try to do what Toriyama does and magically be able to shape something. You know, I've got to go in with a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goku
also,
loses
just a move. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's what you're saying right now. Goku loses his Ultra Instinct move, and then the move that Moro does, where like Goku's body's falling to Earth, boom, his body bounces up, and then Moro appears in front of him and just smashes his body back down onto Earth. Oh my god! Do you feel that impact?
That panel is as iconic as Frieza getting chopped in half, Goku and Raditz being blown through, Cell, being torn apart by Gohan's Kamehameha.
Yes.
This is such a like perfect panel of Dragon Ball.
So good. It was so good. I had to really interrupt Randy as he was like, explaining, like, no, let me explain how it happened.
Yeah,
that's okay because now I'm like, wait, I don't remember these panels super well.
I think it was the part where like Moro has Goku and like his knees up, and he's about to stomp him on the ground. I had to like go back a panel. I'm like, let me engulf this from beginning to end of the thing. I went back.
Let me taste it. Yeah.
Let me taste it again. Yes.
It's like, how sometimes when you're reading or if you're watching something and you haven't muted, you can still like hear it.
Yeah.
It's that kind of feeling from this. You can feel this panel happen.
I rewound the DVR by 10 seconds and put the volume to full blast to watch it again.
Yeah.
This does whip ass. You're right. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's good.
Top 10 Dragon Ball panels for sure.
I can't tell if whip ass is a good thing or a bad thing, but I know you're using it as a good thing, but I think I've heard it in my life as a bad thing.
It's like Devo, whip it good.
No, it's just like, man, who whipped ass? Like it's like someone farts or whatever.
Could be.
That's a Dougism. That's not what people say.
You're not into that, Doug?
Whipping at? All right.
So, Moro is about to absorb Goku and all of his power.
Goku juice.
17 and 18 show up and fight him. It's like, oh, why don't you try absorbing us? Because it's not going to work.
It's like, I don't realize how much I love these freaking Jinzo Negan until they show up again. I'm like, oh, yes, they do have a purpose to serve. They're different. And they come in and they're just their attitudes are so cool. I'm so glad I got these SH figure arts when they were a good price. I'm like, I really want the original 18 and 17 in the original outfits, but those were like $300 a piece. Let me just grab these that are like $30, them turn them in a power outfit. But now I'm like, I love these even more now for these, just because of this Moro arc.
Tell you what, Doug, Sparking Zero, of course, 17 Super is in it, but also 18 has her tracksuit as a selectable costume. So
hell yes,
you could put them both on your
team.
They
better. I was going to say I didn't know that they wouldn't, so they better have their outfits on there.
Cut back to Vegeta, who's training using teleportation, and he succeeds in teleporting 50 feet into a trash can.
That was great. With his face totally like, I've never seen that face on Vegeta before where he's just like
his arm just comes out of it like, all right.
Although as like reading this is one of those things where the anime is going to play it out way too much.
Oh, you're right.
Because this is a 1-2, right? Doesn't work, then it works. But the anime is going to be like, doesn't work.
A 3.
Doesn't work. He shows up on planet M2, and then he goes.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be
somewhere
like that.
somewhere off planet or something. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I was really hoping this would be a 1-2. Can I tell you like what my again? This is like Doug's version of this particular scene that I have no right. But like, I wish that after the trash can thing, and then Vegeta gets it and he does it right. I wish he did it wrong again, and then be like, okay, Pyombo or whatever, like take me to Earth or whatever. And then that's when he changes his clothes to his iconic battle clothes. Like, I don't want you embarrassing Yardrat, so I'm gonna take your clothes back from you. And like that will also keep Goku's. That'd be a more natural, better way for it to be like still Goku's moves, the instantaneous movement, as opposed to just being Vegeta. Like, don't worry, I'm not gonna use this anymore. I just needed it the one time. That feels really weird. I would have liked if Vegeta actually never successfully did it correctly. You know what I mean?
Let me put it to you this way. Have you ever tried something? I'm trying to think, like, I don't know, like the ball that's like attached to a cup and you have to like flip it up or whatever. If you do it once, can you immediately do it again? Do you know, have you mastered this?
It's like
Goku mastered that.
It's like Black Flash or whatever it's called in Sorcery Fight. You know, when you use it, and then if you use it a second time, then you get in the zone, and it's that much easier to do it a third time. And then that one guy, he had the record for like most in a row. So you know, maybe if we're using Sorcery Fight rules in Dragon Ball,
we're not. Jujutsu Kaisen is what he's talking about. So I figure like whatever Vegeta learned from the Yardrats, like whatever his special move is going to be, I feel like shouldn't that elevate him to a level where like, because the teleportation is supposed to be like a basic move. I feel like he probably would have like understood. Oh, okay, now I know how to do. Well, I guess that's why he learned it so quickly. Maybe that's the reason why, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I would have just liked it to still be that Vegeta failed to do it correctly at all.
Just because you know how to bake a cake doesn't mean you can make crepes perfect the first time. You know, we're just going to keep going with different metaphors here.
I told you not to mention my baking skills on the podcast.
I'm sorry,
but
I did promise.
He hits it the second time, and then we get this great interchange between Hatsuka and Pibara, where Hatsuka says that Vegeta must be some kind of prodigy, right? And Pibara says his achievements are the product of all his training. In that sense, he may be a prodigy, yes. One born of hard work.
Hell yeah. Oh,
Which is
God.
The complete evolution, man, because we had Vegeta showing up on Earth like, oh, I'm an elite, you know? That's just who I am. You're just some lowly piece of crap. And
No
like,
hard work could ever reach my level. And Goku's like, no. I'll show you what hard work can do.
Yeah. God.
And Vegeta learned from that. Oh, my God. How cool.
He also explicitly thanks Hatsuka and Pibara before leaving and getting his new clothes. God, Vegeta's so well done here.
Again, such a great character.
17 and 18 are still trying their hardest, but they can't even make Moro flinch. So like, what is his body made of? He's not
steel
moving at all. I mean, they got some hard bodies too.
And then it's weird how they say this guy's built like a god of destruction trainee. I thought that was
that was a character note at the bottom of the page from Toyotaro.
I forgot to remove that.
Yeah.
Vegeta appears on the scene. Well, don't you look pathetic? What, did Ultra Instinct prove to be useless? Just immediately there to kick dirt in Goku's face.
He is back to his cocky Vegeta-ness where he's like, I got this. Don't you worry, Kakarot.
It's in a fun, playful way.
Yes. Yeah. Like they've been doing since the beginning of this arc. It's just like playful, like screw you, no screw you. Let's battle together when it's down to it.
Right at the start when he asked him about it, you know, when they've been training before the Galactic Patrol shows up. It's like, oh, have you figured that thing out yet? Because you can't do it at will.
Yeah,
like,
doesn't he say something? Yeah, like what good is a technique like that if you can't even do it when you want?
Right,
oh, man.
It's
so good.
It comes off to me two ways. It's either just like old friends that just give each other shit constantly, or Vegeta is just like, I've got a role to play, because he goes from, you know, sincerely thanking these two people to train him to just being a piece of shit to some dude.
It was a very like comfortability for like with that. It's a Tyson and Ken relationship during Mario Kart nights. Every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/VegetoEX.
Or grabyournearest.com.
That's true.
We got a pod/merch.
All right. Vegeta did use teleportation, but he won't be stealing Goku's signature moves and doubts he can even pull it off again and has no desire to practice it. He's learned a far superior technique and he tells 17 and 18 to stand down. I'll be taking on Moro now.
Always weird to see Vegeta calling someone by name, even if they are just numbers. It's not just like, hey guys, I'm here.
Hey,
like,
washing machines.
Yeah.
Vegeta taunts Moro about his face. Like, this guy is still just like on a tear. He's been so nice and humble for like days. He's like, nah, I gotta be mean. And that he says that he only torments the weak. And Vegeta isn't concerned and powers up to, I believe this is Blue Evolved, because they say it's the same form he used in the Tournament of Power. Yeah. He just doesn't have the pupils. So
the hair color is different.
Yeah. Much easier to tell here in full color.
Oh, so the black and white. Yeah, I guess so. You're right.
I mean, screen tones can do some good job, but
you have to analyze. You have to have a picture of it before and compare to regular blue to this if it wasn't in color.
The only time when it's really even noticeable, if you know to look for it, is there's a future cover that we'll be getting to that has Super Saiyan Blue Goku on it, and then Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta together, and you can see their hair colors are different. But
gotcha.
He says, "You want someone stronger than you? You found him." And Vegeta dashes forward, and that's the end of the volume.
Volume over. I can't believe I'm so hyped for the next to see what Vegeta has in store for us all.
You were underwhelmed, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I told you this whole thing is very uncreative, but like that last part, the androids and then the Vegeta at the ending was like my excitement levels, my peaks for these for this volume specifically.
I feel like you come in here, and even if you don't love it, talking to us, we're your hype men for this.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah, no, totally like I don't come in like hating it. Like when I say disappointed, because I feel like Toyotaro could do so much more. He's so much better than this, but maybe it's asking too much of him. So it's like no. Let's see where you're going with this. I love where you're going with this.
It's good, man, and it's gonna keep getting good. I'm excited for what
this arc.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to revisit Granola when we get there because it's been a while, and I liked what was going on there. So. But that's just me. Ken, do we have anything timeline-wise? This all kind of is very much in the span of like an afternoon, so we don't really have a lot of callbacks to things.
No, maybe we'll come back. If next episode doesn't go 2 hours long, then maybe we'll come back at the end of it and talk about what this whole timeline was. But no, not today.
Good. All right, cool. Doug, I know that you're not really a predictions person. You just want to let the story wash over you. But is there anything bouncing around in your head you want to throw out there?
I wish I could think of anything that would be Vegeta's technique that he learned. Because it's a lot of, what did he learn over there? Like it's like key control or what is it? Like more spiritual control?
Spirit control, which is just, what key is.
Gotcha. So he's gonna like meditate. He's gonna cross over into Narutoverse and then become a sage, summon a toad, or be sage mode, and then take out not Mirus, what's his name, Moro, because Moro, he's an animal himself. He doesn't know what to do against. He's under Vegeta's control because Vegeta controls animals now.
Puts him in an infinite Tsukiyomi. He's got he's got special eyes.
So I know Goku re-enters the fight because of an action figure I want to get. So I don't know, but it doesn't seem like it goes well for Goku. So whatever Vegeta does, it's going to be a temporary like haha, but then Moro's like haha, I'm only using 10% of my power. So
there are nuggets in this volume that are setting up for things directly to happen in the next 2. Okay. And I think it's going to kind of blow you away at how much has been told to you of what's going to happen.
This is timestamp this moment where Ken hypes it up for me, and I'm like, I was waiting for the hype moment.
So speaking of next time, next time we are going to read all of Volume 14, and then I think it's like 3 chapters of Volume 15, and we'll stop right at where we do another like mid-chapter shift into the next arc. So right as the Granola arc begins in Volume 15, we're stopping. So stop your read-through for there. We'll cover Granola probably after Daima, because Daima's coming up directly after our next episode.
So So that you know, that's chapters 61 to 67, which is the end of the arc.
So are we finishing the Moro arc next episode or no?
Yeah.
Wow, we're gonna read
a volume and a couple of chapters.
Okay, because Daima's coming out, and we want to get to that without leaving me hanging for Moro stuff.
For that year, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't want to have just like 3 chapters to go over for the last one. It's like, I'll just kind of, you got to keep it rolling. So be ready, guys.
Some few extra time to read that as opposed to reading it the last minute, as always.
Yes. Set aside some time because you're going to need just a little bit extra. So that's going to end it here for talking about Moro, but we've got some more stuff, including what you guys had to say about this. And we'll be back after just a short little break. Hey, we're back here to hear what you guys had to say about this here set of chapters for the Dragon Ball Super Moro arc. Ken, as always, puts out the calls for people to, let us know what they had to say about this action-heavy volume. Doug, why don't you take one here from Golden PSP?
Sure. Golden PSP says, I think I've grown on this battle since my first reading, specifically the Goku Mastered UI showing in the following chapters. Ooh, exciting. But I can't help but think Moro doesn't do enough to stand out as a fighter during this battle. Really? And then he has the picture of them charging up their ki, their aura. I was saying, like, you can't tell power scales anymore by this anymore. But he also follows up with, unironically, Moro stomping out Goku was probably the most memorable moment of that fight. Sticking to just chapters 57 to 60. And that might just be the product of the Tims, the Hennessy memes that it produced. What? And then he has images. He has a Hennessy bottle and stomping boots. That is great. Oh, and a New York hat. That's a great image. Oh, man. But yeah, yes. Why was that so iconic for us? Like, even me, I didn't prep you guys. I'm just like, I had to talk about this kick. That's great. I'm so glad that resonated. Not just me. That is really an iconic shot.
And for those who don't know Golden PSP, do check out his stuff on YouTube. It's fantastic.
Oh, really great stuff. Diving into a bunch of video games, a lot of Dragon Ball, some other anime properties. Just things you would not expect to learn about video games. He's does a really great job.
Yeah.
Ken, why don't you take this one from Jacob?
Yeah, Jacob writes in, it says, nice added nuance to the different kinds of training for both Goku and Vegeta. Really love Vegeta's moments in this stretch. Needing to be a stretch even further than they planned is so Dragon Ball. Love it.
Absolutely. So good. Like we had talked about, the thing of like Goku on Kaio's planet of just like training until the last minute, thinking you have a quick and easy way to get into it. Parker Rico here says, I'm all caught up on the previous volume and it was great. From seeing the Z-Warriors again to the battles with Moro's henchmen, especially 7-3, I love his ability to take people's power and use it against them, mainly battling against Piccolo and Gohan. This volume was a very fun read. I really like how Tenshinhan is horrible at insults, reminds us of the filler where he and Piccolo tried to make Kaio laugh. I also really liked Goku's battle against Saganbo and eventually Moro. It was absolutely brutal. Yeah, that whole thing of like... I'm trying to think. Was it him that was you can tune a piano but you can't tune a fish in the ocean?
Was that him or was it Piccolo? I forget. But yeah,
I want to say it was Tenshinhan.
I figured Tenshinhan would like reach back into his roots of being like the villain of an arc when he first showed up. I thought he would be like good at insulting, but no. It's funny that Chaozu was the one.
Yeah, he's still got that evil streak in him.
Yeah.
Pika Fan 3 writes in, first time since our AF Part 4 episode, and I do appreciate your restraint. I can tell how much more than this you wanted to write. The outcomes of the conflicts that each human faces doesn't feel consequential to each other or the overall conflict, so reading them feels like a chore. The author wants to make the humans relevant to the plot, but doesn't write them with as much focus and development as Goku, Maris, and Vegeta. Goku's last-minute arrival feels too soon. I didn't feel everything was hopeless since all we see is Gohan being punched plus Krillin and the other humans still in combat.
Yeah.
They go on to say,
chapter.
The Saganbo section is the next conflict, but fails as one because Moro's presence removes any tension or genuine engagement, causing the conflict to become filler-like. Just like the humans fighting the underlings, the Saganbo section doesn't feel connected to the overall plot of stopping Moro.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying that ever since the beginning, it always felt like this is just like the goons to get rid of before he reached the bad guy. It felt too much like that.
The conflict is genuine since as the reader, we know Goku is the only hope to stop Moro. Moro conveniently uses more power when it's time for the plot to move. Yeah. Goku perfectly does this power scaling correctly via the author telling us that he can't keep the sign form for very long. Plus, Goku is just trying to emulate Maris. Too many pages wasted on fighting. For a monthly shonen manga, a balance of plot progression and fights is a necessity. Otherwise, a good portion of pages become redundant. The Yardrat's no off-world teleporting rule is too transparent in its goal of keeping Vegeta out of the conflict until the last second. The emotional conflict of Maris is engaging, but the author is only writing the, quote, beats of this arc. The struggle and resistance of overcoming the misbelief of follow the law, not your heart, that is in between these beats is skimmed over. Biggie Yar conveniently decides to break the rule, but the significance of it means nothing as we don't even know why it's a rule to begin with. The author has trouble writing hopeless situations. Moro is winning, but doesn't feel like the conflict is over if Vegeta arrives too soon. So we got a negative take on these chapters here.
With some good points. I give the whole Yardrat thing did feel kind of weird. I'm glad it resolved within the same chapter though. Just like I'm not gonna teleport you. Okay, I'll teleport you. But then of course it means nothing. That's why I wish that Vegeta would have failed and it would have relied on him teleporting him himself. Maybe would have had a Yardratian stick around on Earth, not really battling, but just being like another observer, of just like being proud of Vegeta. Oh, Vegeta used the technique right. Like he's got it. Like the guy in the background, just like he's doing it.
I could maybe think more objectively about this if everything that happening wasn't just so damn cool.
Gotcha.
So I'm like along for the ride.
And I'm not too peeved about like this whole chapter being a fighting. Like it is just this one chapter that is like kind of mostly fighting. Everything else, the chapters before had a kind of a good balance of fighting with story progression. It's just this one, but sometimes you need just the one to show you what Toyotaro can do.
We've got Yokai Alone, who says, all in all, I'd say these volumes or chapters felt like an appetizing start to the battle with Moro that makes me look forward to reading more. In these, we quickly got into the typical phase of the gang needing to be saved by Goku, which we see a lot of course, but that's probably why I didn't even really mind it at this point. The bit with Tenshinhan and Chaozu at the start felt like a callback to when Chaozu was insulting Kuririn and Tenshinhan was all flustered over it way back when, so that was cute. Also, Roshi and Krillin are fools for not appreciating the girls and in their fused form. Anyway, I kind of like that everyone was completely destroyed before Goku showed up. Feels like a ever so slightly different take on the trope. Also appreciate little neat bits like Jocko actually having great vision or Goku being sorry that Gohan had to fight again. Oh yeah, those are good. It takes a bit longer before Moro steps into the ring himself, but I'd argue the fight against him effectively begins at that point, with him just kind of using Saganbo to get a rise out of Goku, which ends up being kind of brutal but effective. Dragon Ball villains tend to treat their minions like crap, but they do oh my gosh, cannot read. But they do got their own flavors, and it was chilling to see Moro show off his. In the fight itself, I liked how Moro going, I knew your weakness, that's why I stalled, gets turned right around by Goku like, that just means you're scared of what I could do. And Moro is actually being entertained by his boasting. Vegeta wrongly assuming he could be brought to Earth instantly feels very Dragon Ball 2. I'm happy he got to pull off the teleport once, but also get why he wouldn't want to go start regularly using the move Goku's known for.
I don't get it. I mean, Vegeta should, by all means, master instantaneous movement and use it. It's so weird for him to be like, nah, I'm not going to use it again. Because it can be used during battle. It's another battle skill.
I like the idea of the fight against Moro beginning with Saganbo, because Saganbo, you can also think of it as Moro wanted to see what was up with this Ultra Instinct that Goku is using. And so, like, let's try you out on him. Let me see you use it against him first before I get involved, because I don't know what you're doing here. This is crazy.
Yeah. and Moro was caught off guard too when Goku appeared behind him when he finally went Ultra Instinct Sign, because you can see like Moro's face, like he had like a well, you're behind me kind of look for like one panel. It was very like, oh, you don't see Moro surprised that often, but right there he was.
Right.
I don't like but it was really weird to me that no one killed any minions. None of our heroes killed the minions. They were just like, you're going back to jail or whatever. Like after they all committed genocide, and I don't know. I mean, I guess our heroes are merciful like that too, right? But sometimes it feels like they're not.
They're members of the Galactic Patrol. They got to follow the law.
That's true. And the cops are there as well. So maybe it is just like, go back to prison. It just feels very weird. Like you committed all these crimes and killed people, killed planets. Go back to prison.
You bad boy.
You bad boy.
Travis Herndon writes in, and I think this is a first-time writer, so welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Hey.
When reading the chapters, I was pretty hyped seeing the Z fighters, especially characters like Tien and Chaozu putting in work and trash-talking each other felt like OG Dragon Ball and Roshi being Roshi. It is what it is. Really liked the 5v1 with Saganbo. Goku demanding that Moro stop powering up Saganbo, but Moro refusing, saying that he wants to see how strong Goku has gotten using him like a test dummy, and Moro brushing off Saganbo's death. See, exactly. Regarding him as an expendable pawn in his plans gave major Frieza vibes. 7.5. Hold on. A 7.5 out of 10.
Nice. It was
that your was that your Adam Sessler impression?
That was.
It felt very
Except
IGN.
it was a little more hinged than Adam Sessler, but yes.
Oh man, but yeah, the tension on Chaozu thing also reminded me of Paikuhan, like against Janemba. Like he's trying his best to make fun of Janemba or the jelly beans to make them crack to free Enma.
Gotta love that. I mean, insults apparently are the way to attack a lot of things in this whole universe.
It's always fun to just see characters out of their comfort zone. So that's why it's great.
It's true. So we've got GGF, full name TBD.
Remember, who is reading for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Reading for the first time. So thanks for joining us for this. Like last time, seeing the B team get to fight is fun. The Tien stuff is funny. The Roshi stuff is not. Saganbo is not much of a character, but 4-on-1 fights are pretty uncommon in Dragon Ball, so his fight has some novelty. Goku showing up just in the nick of time is a little played out, but it works well enough here. Unfortunately, Goku v Moro is probably the least interested I've been in the arc thus far. I think Toyotaro's best showings have been his varied scenarios and great character writing. So a dialogueless one-on-one fight is where he's at his weakest for me. Moro himself was at his best when he was using cool magic and scheming, and he's much Moro of a generic punches and ki blast guy. Aside from that turnaround beam, Goku's not really wowing me either. Vegeta being the savior is a fun twist, although something tells me he isn't going to be getting the final win against Moro. Still interested to see what he's going to do, though. As an aside, I always assumed sign was more of a marketing term for figures in games, so seeing it spoken out loud was a little odd. Like if Vegeta said, I am Super Saiyan Grade 3 Vegeta during the Cell arc or something. Oh, yeah,
that would be Trunks.
Yeah, that's true, because Vegeta knew. Yeah. Don't waste your time.
Vegeta told him, hey, that's sign, so that's why he called it.
Vegeta doesn't mess with forms that have 3 in the title.
That's true.
He's like Valve.
Oh.
True. Wow. Topical. Sponge writes in, and remember, this is Chaozu's #1 fan. Might be my favorite volume of Dragon Ball Super so far. Has a nostalgic feeling, story beats, but around modern takes. All the mini fights are fun. Chaozu telling Ten he sucks at insulting is great. Both Goku and Vegeta arrivals are great. Goku taking care of minions, very reminiscent of him arriving on Namek during the Saiyan arc. Toyotaro writes, with Toriyama assistance, as a fan who has a great understanding of Toriyama's world, if anyone was hesitant before, I would give them this volume and say, don't worry, this is the good stuff. A 10 out of 10 volume.
Whoa.
Gosh, it's so great getting everybody's takes on this, and I really appreciate, you know, some people are really hot on some stuff, some people are really not, and it's just really great to see things from all these different perspectives, and I really appreciate that. So thank you, everybody, for writing those in and for reading along with us. It's so exciting to have this sort of book club situation we've got going on.
And Pika fan, are you, like, going to school for writing? Because you're right, like, you have a very deep understanding of the writing process. I'm just curious.
Yeah. Let us know. We love to know where these perspectives are coming from. It's always great.
This is their essay for an assignment they got. It's these volumes of Dragon Ball Super. Yeah.
Working on their masters here. This isn't a thing from Twitter, but I do want to bring up that we did get a really nice email from a person named Holter, who says, the subject being first time Moro read, says, hey fellas, I've been listening to your podcast since the early movie reviews with just Randy and Doug. I've been a fan and can really see your passion come through with your show. I own the whole Super manga, but never picked up the Moro arc, so thank you for giving me a reason to start. I'm following along with the pod, and it's been fantastic. I'm excited for next month when you dive into Sparking Zero and Daima. Doug, keep buying those figures no matter how many credit cards you have to open.
Yeah,
Holter.
They can't stop me, baby. It never ends. Let's go.
P.S. History of the film figure set is my favorite line released so far. More movie villains, please.
Oh yeah, they're good. Yeah, history of the film. I still need to get that. I don't have that. Oh my god, it's the one I'm missing.
Oh well, time to start a whole new collection. I'm sure you'd love that.
No, it's just they never released it in America. If it's the one I'm thinking of, the history of the film figures. It's got the tallest biting the sexy. Apple.
There we go. Well, speaking of things that have just been released in America, we've got trivia from Zenpai.
No! I'm back to forgetting again. You got me all excited about figure talk and trivia.
That's how I get in there. It's how I blue ball you.
Is the trivia at least not about manga anymore, so I can participate about the super manga?
We'll find out because I have not read it.
I'm just down. Right, let's go.
Oh boy, we're having a real crisis over here.
Yeah, I'm just dead.
So you all know how trivia works. I'm going to read a question, and then one of these two smarty pantses are going to see if they know the answer. And the points don't matter, as always. So question 1. Sorry, Doug. The first 3 words. In the manga. What did Beerus forget to tell Goku after their first battle that he did say in the movie Battle of Gods? Ken has raised his volume of... Which one is that?
This is 13. Doesn't he come back? It's like an interstitial page. He flies back in and says like, "Oh yeah, by the way." It's either he tells him about the universes, or he says like, "You're the second strongest person I've met," something like that.
It's the second one. Goku is the second strongest person he ever fought. Perhaps realizing that he forgot to include this piece of information, Toyotaro drew a quick scene showing Beerus coming back just to tell this to Goku, and then promptly leaving in the interstitial pages between chapters 6 and 7.
Yeah.
So good job. Sorry, Doug, you never stood a chance.
I love the mundane shots at the end of these manga chapters where it's like the Galactic Patrolman taking in the weaklings, goons, and like, taking pictures of them, like their mugshot. I love stuff like that.
It's super good. I love that. Question 2. In the future Trunks' timeline, in the battle with Dabra and Babidi, one more character got killed besides Kaioshin and Kibito. Which one? Or who? Who else gets killed?
Doug, you won't ever get this one. It's pretty esoteric.
Is it?
It's the Elder Kaioshin.
Yeah, it's not esoteric. It's just who else is there? I mean, how did he get out of that sword this time?
Yeah, exactly. You would have to remember that he's still in the sword. That's why I'm...
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yes, the Elder Kaioshin, Dabra petrified the Z-sword, which then came crashing to the ground, killing the old deity instantly.
What?
So, yeah, man. I mean, he could spit and turn stuff into rocks. Petrified.
Again, Zenpai sourcing all his trivia from interstitial pages, because this is an interstitial page reveal where it's the ghost of the Elder Kaioshin complaining about something.
All right. Well, then we'll see how it goes for question number 3, the final one. What does Caulifla's gang do on a day-to-day basis in the manga?
Steal bread or something.
Steal bread,
so,
eat
one
snacks.
Step ahead of the riff-raff. I don't know.
I had that song stuck in my head randomly like 3 days ago.
For real?
Like, I haven't listened to that in forever. I don't
Hell
get it.
yeah. It's because the Ultra Instinct sounds just like that. That one song.
So,
boy, I bet he's really tasty. Yeah, go ahead.
The answer we've got here is they run an extortion ring. Then they share their loot with the underprivileged children of the area.
See, I was basically thinking Aladdin.
Yeah.
Because he gets the bread, he steals it, and he gives it to the other kids.
Yeah.
There was some kind of connection there. You're onto, Ken.
I would think I would jump to like Robin Hooding, but no, it is more of an Aladdin type thing. So, good job. Thank you, Zenpire Trivia Deity. Request from
Thanks,
Doug,
Senpai.
please. Less manga specific.
The whole point is that I haven't read super manga. Why are you giving me super manga trivia?
So before we get to email, we're done with trivia?
Yeah, we are.
Before we get to any emails, well, we did emails, or the Spotify stuff from last time, just want to cover what's on the back of this volume. So if you remember on the front, you've got Moro facing off against Goku and Vegeta with all the main players in the background. On the back cover, you've got Cranberry, who... he's been dead for a while, so I don't know why he's on here. Then you've got a bunch of nameless characters on here as well as Iriko. Dude, no love for Iriko. But a bunch of other nameless characters on here.
They got some cool designs, though.
Yeah.
I love that.
Now, on the back slip cover, you just have Dende and Eska planting a little flower.
They're watering.
Watering,
That's cute. And if I were to get a tattoo, that'd be my tattoo. Them watering a plant.
Those two
Is it going to be a
specific
tramp stamp?
manga-only characters.
You can hold me to that.
All right. Well, then that's how it's going to be. So we had, what the heck? Okay. Spotify just had a weird hiccup. Spotify had a weird hiccup where I went in to go check out to see, like, you know, what the poll was. But recently, Spotify had it so that, oh, you can actually have multiple shows tied to one account, where before you had to have only one show per account. So I've got this and my Revolutionary Girl Utena podcast put up to here. And I went in there, I'm like, what? Did these get shuffled in? This is so weird. But no, that's not how it is. It just had a weird situation going on there. So last episode was our part 3, and we had a poll. Who is the best Galactic Patroller? And we had 3 options, you guys. 3 that you could pick from. Jocko, Maris, or Iriko. And I'm so upset. Nobody voted for Iriko. How dare you? The guy who flew with Vegeta to go to Yardrat.
Oh.
Doug. Our number 1, of course, was Maris. I say, of course. It should be Jocko.
What?
Jocko was a
What
close
do you mean?
second.
What do you mean, of course? What?
Maris is super cool, guys.
Is he, though?
Yeah,
Yes!
that's like saying, who's your favorite original Disney cartoon character? Who's your favorite Disney mascot character? And you picking like Donald Duck instead of Mickey Mouse.
When there's Goofy right there.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Well, you know, thank you for everybody voting, even though you did the wrong thing. I still love you, each and every one.
You followed your heart, and that's the most important thing.
Don't do what you want to do. Do what would make Daddy Randy happy. That's what this is all about.
That's what this podcast is specifically not about.
And call me Daddy Randy. I would really appreciate that.
Thank you right now.
Thank you for listening. We love interacting with you and keeping you in the conversation, our unhinged conversations, clearly, talking about our favorite franchise in the world. You can post at us on our socials at We Got a Pod, and you can email us at wegotapod@gmail.com.
Thank you to Rifti Beats for letting us use his track, Kakarot Theme Hip Hop Trap Remix. You can find that music and other good stuff by him. He has a lot of great stuff. He just released a Mario one that's pretty freaking dope. You can find that on his SoundCloud. Ken, where can the people find you?
At DetectiveX on twitter.com/org.
Hell yeah. And Daddy Randy, where can they find you?
Oh, well, you can find me at Saber_Breaker over there on Twitter, X. You could also check me out on Threads. I'm there a lot more than anything else. But I should change the name to Daddy Randy. Doug, where can people find you?
Because no one will look you up on Threads. They can find me at JerbazDoug. And the We Got a Pod channel. I post all my stuff on there basically now. So yeah.
Heck yeah. Check all that out. And hey, you know what? We're going to do it again. We did it last time. Look,
Trivia?
If you're in the U.S. Trivia? Yeah, more trivia.
Your
Question 1,
are you scared again? There's more.
Question 1, are you registered to vote? Because you should definitely go do that and tell your friends, get it all. I was going to get a prop. I just got my absentee ballot in the mail today. So I'd be like, I got it. Let's make this happen.
There is a good chance that if you're not registered to vote, it might be too late by the time this episode comes out. So
depending on
maybe
your state.
Think about your life and where you're at and fix that in 2 years. Midterms,
or next year,
people,
because
we got to vote in
local elections.
Yes.
Local elections keep happening all the time.
Yeah.
But do it. Go do that. That'd be awesome.
Oh, is that it? We're done demanding people engage in the democratic process?
We could keep going. I got another 20 minutes in me.
Thanks as always for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit all the bells. If you see any bells, carol of the bells, smash them. Let us know. Get ready for Christmas. And the best way to do that is by smashing those bells. Leave us a review. Those really do help. And we love reading them. Every now and again, I go check the Apple podcast page to see if we got any new reviews up. And it's been a while. But Jacob Sawyer left one. I know he did.
Heck
and
yeah,
then I
man.
think someone left a review. It might have been Jacob. Someone said that Mike has to come back on the show. And that will happen when we review movie 6 because I need a partner in crime on that one. So
yeah.
But that's not going to be for a while. And until then, we'll catch you Matinator.
Bye. No, stop tumbling down.